I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer. Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. Flagler Beach and the managers of the Ocean Palms Golf Course are parting ways. The City Commission plans to declare Flagler Golf Management, owned by Palm Beach developer Terry McManus, in default of their lease. They've run the 9-hole golf course since it reopened in June of 2016, but it was open for just over a year. In September, it was again shuttered because of Hurricane Irma and a city stormwater project on the property. Now, the city says it'll be looking for new management or will run the golf course on its own. They could have to pay McManus more than $22,000 as part of a settlement agreement, but many commissioners say that doesn't sit right with them. They'll vote on the issue at their next meeting on January 25th, where McManus has been invited to make his case.
This portion of WNZF Local News, a service of the Daytona Beach International Airport. Fly to the Big Apple in a New York minute on JetBlue from the Daytona Beach International Airport.
I intend to represent the people regardless of party affiliation.
That's why John Tipton says you should vote for him for Palm Coast City Council. He wants the seat currently held by Councilman Steve Nobile, who's not running for re-election because he and his wife are moving. Tipton tells WNZF's Free for All Friday he's running because he's been called to action.
Especially with the two major political parties here in this country, we're seeing the extremist elements really drive this country apart. And I think we all know that a divided nation cannot stand. So what we've seen in the last few years and some of the things we've seen in our political environment these last few election cycles has caused us grave concern. And so what we want to do, our overarching ambition, if you will, is to quote Senator John McCain, is we want to bring America back to regular order.
To him, regular order represents the best ways to move America forward with respectful disagreement that will then allow the Constitution and the democratic process to operate as a guide to actions and reactions. 2 Daytona area beach teens are arrested after trying to flee from deputies following a car theft. John Arking reports.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office says the deputies attempted to stop a stolen Nissan Altima early Friday morning before 5 a.m. The vehicle fled from deputies at a high rate of speed. Just before 6 a.m., the vehicle was located crashed in a ditch on Panda Bear Lane in Bunnell. 2 subjects were seen by witnesses fleeing from the vehicle on foot. Deputies set up a perimeter and tracked the subjects to the 5000 block of County Road 305, where they were taken into custody just after 9:30 a.m. 18-year-old Jalen Braswell and 16-year-old Keelan Johnson will be charged with grand theft auto, burglary of a conveyance, and grand theft over $300. Johnson was also charged with violation of probation, as he currently is on a juvenile post-commitment probation for a prior offense. Deputies found marijuana in the vehicle as well as items belonging to victims of car burglaries in Palm Coast. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
Flagler County's new emergency management chief is wasting no time getting down to business. Rich Petchke has more.
Jonathan Lord was our guest on WNZF's Free for All Friday. He says one of his priorities is continuing to enhance partnerships.
I work very closely with the municipalities as well as all of the county agencies and nonprofit organizations. Truly build partnerships and work together on a regular basis to build processes and put them in place so that when there are disasters, whether it's a hurricane, which is obviously what happened most recently, or it's a wildfire, which obviously Flagler County is also very at risk for as well, or tornadoes or any other kind of disaster, that we can have all these steps in place and have all the appropriate agencies and organizations together to help the community recover. And on top of that, also working with the residents and businesses to build up their own resilience as well to help them come back online quicker.
Lord came to Flagler County from the State Division of Emergency Management and says the recent hurricanes and wildfires motivated him to again seek a role with local government. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Rich Petchke.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.